testing out what happens when I go live. So this is a spontaneous live video. And this is Lotus with Art of Sacred Embodiment. Happy New Year. I have been not around very much for a while. It has been a very busy and active season. So I am wanting to touch base in again. I have been doing some of the sacred pauses because I have needed the sacred pauses, and because I think all of us really benefit from consciously choosing more and more to take these times out. And supporting you with that is one of the things that I really enjoy doing, and I hope it's helpful. We've been using the Oracle deck and the Rose Oracle deck, and we will be having a new Oracle deck coming soon to play with as well. So what I'm wanting to just touch on, right? We're coming in, we've crossed the threshold of 2025. Whole new vistas are opening up. We've been talking about what the planets are doing. We've been talking about coming into the age of Aquarius. We've been talking about the quickening that is going to be at hand. And for me, over these last, I don't know, probably month or so, I've really been tapping into and listening more deeply, multidimensionally, right? Going more into the quantum, um, expanding and stretching into what is it that is wanting to come in for me personally, and what has been landing probably for a while, but really this last month has been landing is the return to the sacred feminine teachings for me. And I'm going to be doing a live on this, not this Friday, but not this Friday, but next Friday at, let me see what the date of that is. So the 10th at 5:30. And if you're interested in this, you can go to, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and then you can be notified when we're going to go live. It's going to be 5:30. It'll be my first time doing a scheduled live, just like this is the first time doing a spontaneous impromptu live. And we're going to be talking about the movement and momentum from the stream that I work with the sacred feminine. And for me, because as you probably know, I work with stages and phases. So the information that I get and the path that I have moved along has illustrated to me that cultivating that sacred relationship, that sacred intimacy with all of life in general, but with ourselves and with the divine, and recognizing the interconnectivity that is all of life, and coming into relationship with that, making all of this sacred. And when we create the consciousness and the container for that, then we can begin to hold the divine frequencies, right? We become that living chalice. So there's a process to this, right? It's not a working with the feminine energies and working with the deep inner feminine, that sacred feminine, is not a fast, quick fix. There's nothing that we're healing. What we're doing is we're deepening into what is. We're deepening into a remembrance of what we have forgotten. And we do this through a myriad of ways, and we create spaces and containers both internally and externally, and teachings that are able to come through us through our heart and our intuition that guide us. And this is going to inform this next year, for me, for the topics that I talk about and share about, for the the prism that I am working from and through, even though I've always worked from this space of the feminine. We're becoming a little bit more dialed in directly to that this is what we're doing. And we all have a sacred feminine and sacred masculine aspects to us. And that is part of this stream that I have been traveling for, the last 25 years plus some. So I wanted to maybe just give a little, just a little sprinkling. That seems to be my new word right now, sprinkling. A little sprinkling, a little fairy dust, so to speak, that as we move forward, the new realms that are opening up to us, they are made most accessible through the feminine energy, through the feminine embodiment and that consciousness of the heart and the body. And when we're talking about the body, some of what we're going to work with is that our body is a portal. We are a living portal for the divine wisdom to enter in. And attuning and understanding and learning how to come into these templates is part and parcel of what is going to assist us moving forward into the age of Aquarius, into, let's just say, the quantum realities and the multi-dimensionality that we are, grounded and rooted within these physical bodies. So I'm going to be sharing too, as we move forward, a lot of I'm going to share snippets of a lot of the the transmissions that I've been getting from my family, my Pleiadian family, and my Christed family. And the theme that they have been talking to me about is all about love, but different expressions of love and the evolution of love. And the evolution of love as it is, as it transforms us and is elevated through our transformation of consciousness. So we've been doing a lot of healing, and most of us are still deep in the healing work. We're going to see more vast differences between the unhealed consciousness and the consciousness that is consciously healing. So I received a text from one of my clients the day before yesterday, and granted, we were in the moon energy, and she was like, what is up? Like, what's happening? What are there, like crazy vortexes happening right now? that everybody around her was going through some type of upheaval and calamity and really not doing well. Whereas, you know, she's a year into this journey, so she's got her toes in, right? This isn't, again, our journey isn't a quick fix. This is a long process. So she's got her toes in. And so she was able to be in the witness. She was able to just kind of look around and recognize that she wasn't being affected as in the past. And yet, there was all of this chaos within her realm and the people in her realm and situations. So, what I responded back to her was that the collective unconscious consciousness, so those of you who are here, right, you've been making all of this conscious, you've been doing the work, you have been on your spiritual journey, whether you've just started and becoming conscious, or, you know, I'm sorry, this camera is reversed and I'm feeling lopsided and I can't quite get my momentum on the right left. So you've got your toes in, right? You're already feeling into that the old ways aren't working anymore. And you've been stepping out of that. The collective unconscious that has not been consciously choosing this path, let's just say that has not been consciously aware that they know that this is going on, that they have tools, that they have skills, that they even know that something can be done about it, and might just think that life is just getting really hard, right? And the world is just feeling out of control. But when we're coming from the spiritual perspective, especially if you've been on this road for a long time, we know this has been expected. We've been waiting for this. You know, we've been in anticipation for the mass collapse of structures that are no longer viable. The frequency cannot hold the old structures anymore because there's too much light. And so people who have not yet moved into this expanded awareness, they're being pushed and shoved, right? They're being jumbled, or they're kind of numbed out. Okay, so either way, there isn't this connection to the vitality and this conscious life force that is literally creating new realities. And these new realities are forming over here, right? While this collapses into what feels very desperate. So this is one way of talking about, and I don't want to talk about it as a literal split in the worlds, but there's a split in the realms of awareness and consciousness, and as that happens, there's a split. There is divergences in reality. So our reality is no longer viewed as one collective reality. We are branching off into whatever realities we're co-creating through the frequency, the thought forms, and the emotions within us. And there's a reality that is collapsing, that is a large collective, and there is the collective that is opening up to new possibilities, new potentials, new realms of existence. And this is where the sacred feminine opens us up and allows us to cross the next thresholds through levels of initiation, inner initiations. And we're going through initiations all the time. We just may not realize it. So anytime we're going through a big shift or a big shed, you know, we're in the year of the snake in the Chinese astrology. And so there's going to be more and more shedding. Whenever we're going into that shed, we're going to be shifting consciousness. Whenever we let go of the old skin, whenever we let go of the old ways of being, we shift consciousness and we move into a new reality. We do this little by little, or we do this in big leaps. Now, the dragon from last year and the snake of this year, these are feminine, ancient feminine symbolism of deep transformation. So that serpent force is the feminine. It is a benevolent, life-giving force that takes place through transformation, which is cycles of death and rebirth. So what are some of the new openings, right? So I just talked about love, new expressions of love, and everything within the path of inner alchemy, sacred union, right? Conscious relationship, inner marriage. There's a lot of different words. Twin flame, divine counterparts. This is all a new template coming in. And that is one of the streams that I will be talking about. These are literal templates and structures of brand new consciousness anchoring onto the planet. And we're going to be going into what does all this mean if you aren't aware of it. But we're going to talk about it not from the conceptual, but from the experiential. And I'm opening up new space now to work with clients, both one-on-one and private sessions, which will also have the opportunities of having group work and classes. So that these videos and these talks that I do, for me, what feels really important, the biggest way to share with you is to help you to have direct experiences of what it is that's being talked about. However, you are the only one, right, who will know whether you're aligned with these offerings, so to speak, to want to dive in, right? Whether that's free classes, whether that's, paid classes, whether that's private sessions, whether that's, different kinds of gatherings, whether you're local to where I am or whether you are elsewhere and we do these things online. The direct experience is key for the sacred path. So other ways that we're going to be working with this is what I call the spiral mapping templates. And all of this you're going to be able to find on my website. If you want to take a hop over, it's lotuslindley.net, Art of Sacred Embodiment. So the spiral mapping template, I've talked about these before, and now that we've laid a lot of foundation over this last year, or over this last 6-7 months, I guess it's been something like that. we're going to start taking it deeper. So it's that intimacy with self. It's that intimacy with the earth and all living beings on the earth, from plants to the mycelia in the soil, to the animals, right? To connecting with animal totems and medicine, and really learning to journey and create these beautiful relationships with them. Working with the cosmos, right? Working with the different planets. If you've been doing the monthly moon meditations with me, then you'll know that we do these as journeys. We do them very experientially so that you can get a transmission for transformation. Moving forward, I'm only going to be doing one of those a month with the light language, and that is going to be the new moon. Okay. And that new moon is going to be coming up on, I don't have the date for that yet, but I'll announce it here. So we're going to be working with right, the natural world around us. And then we're going to be working even deeper, right, with the cosmos. And then we're going to be working with our own connection. What is our relationship with God, with the divine, with source, with whatever that is for you? All of this is personalized for you to find your true essence, so you can come home to your full soul presence of embodiment, right? Because as I've said before, we are not fully embodied if we are not consciously integrating all of these levels and realms and realities of us, which is our multidimensionality. So it's very exciting. We have a lot on the table, and I'm kind of thrilled about it. And some of it, I'm also a little like, ooh, it feels a little vulnerable, because I have shared a lot of this, which we're going to be doing more publicly, over the last 20 plus years. But it's been more private, right? It's been more cloaked, so to speak. And working with the mystery teachings is a path of deep reverence and devotion. And it includes the sacred and divine masculine as well. However, we begin with the inner feminine. So I really, I just really invite you to tune in next Friday for a larger, kind of deeper dive into this stream of the sacred feminine, which creates the container for our divinity, right? And take some of these moments to do the pauses. I cannot say enough about the importance of dropping in to our body, to our root, and becoming more and more acclimated to living from within versus living from without. And there's a difference that you'll begin to notice as we move forward. So I think that's all I'm going to say for now. Just let me just feel into. Yeah, I think that's all for this kind of impromptu test for me. And I do invite you, please, if you resonate, please subscribe to the channel. And if you have subscribed, thank you so much. There are some of you, I'm I have not been as consistent as I would like to be, but there are some of you that are just like, you are there and you are really resonating. And thank you so much. I love that. I love that. And I really appreciate knowing that this energy is landing for you and with you and opening you and supporting you. So please subscribe if you haven't. Also, you can go to my website, and I would suggest, because I don't do a lot of newsletters, occasionally I do, so you can always get on that if you'd like. But, follow my blog, because that's going to be, these two places are going to be where I will be sharing most and giving you updates and keeping you in the loop of new things arising, new topics, new content, and any offerings. If you are interested in private sessions at all, you can look below, and there will be both a contact to my website and what I charge for my rates. I have a base rate, but I also do a sliding scale for those who need assistance and who want to do the deeper work. I always want to make it, available for you. And I think that's it. All right. So again, Happy New Year, many blessings, much love, more to come, so much more to come. And we will talk soon.